The following is a audio production of a analogy given by Daniel Lancaster that it gives an excellent reason as to why it's a good idea to study the Bible and the Torah, rather, in the context of cultural, historical, and textual context. So, enjoy. I had to split it up into two parts because it was too long. It was a rejected video, so I had to split it up. Hopefully y'all enjoy it and learn something, maybe. Bye-bye.
I want to talk with you this afternoon about something I call the Macaroni principle. Every American child is familiar with the bizarre behavior of Revolutionary War hero Yankee Doodle. In addition to his many pony riding exploits, he once stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Now, you have to admit, this is bizarre behavior even for us Yanks. Who could possibly understand such nonsense? It's obscure. Feather or no feather? What does pasta have to do with headwear? I mean, as a kid, I used to hear this song and I'd think, you know the song. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. You have to admit, that's pretty bizarre. It makes no sense. I believe that there is a lot of macaroni in the Bible. Stuff that makes no sense, at least to us. When we read the Bible, the Old Testament, the Hebrew Scriptures, the Gospels, the New Testament, the Apostolic Scriptures, outside of the Jewish Torah culture and rabbinic melee that produced them, we inevitably encounter a lot of macaroni. I mean, by macaroni, I mean obscure and inexplicable references which make no sense to us. Usually, when we encounter macaroni, we just pass it over. Unfortunately, though, we sometimes, too often, feel compelled to make up our own explanations. We come up with an interpretation, maybe as the Spirit leads, right? It's like, well, I don't know. I'm not sure what it means. I'll pray about it. I prayed about it. I meditated on it. And I was impressed that it means that Yankee Doodle loved noodles. That's what it means to me. That's what it means to me. What does it mean to you? See, nature abhors a vacuum. So we will come up with a meaning. If the Yankee Doodle song, for example, just go with me here. If the Yankee Doodle song was considered sacred text, we could probably expect to hear a sermon one day explaining to us that in the days of the Revolutionary War, our soldiers were so darn hungry that they designated their hats according to their favorite foods, such as macaroni. And thus was born the popular expression, "I'll eat my hat." Now, whole patriotic theologies could be built on this hat-eating premises. Soon there would be a schism between those believers who took hat-eating literally and insisted on doing it weekly, and those who believed that hat-eating was only symbolic. Doubtlessly, we'd have, believers at war with each other, arguing about whether or not the hat really had become macaroni or not. Each side of the hat-eating schism would carry deep disdain for the heretics on the other side. But here's the thing. Both sides would actually be completely wrong. Within the culture of Yankee Doodle's day, macaroni had nothing at all to do with hat eating or pasta of any type. Now, the thing is, we encounter an identical problem when we try to understand the Bible. We are 2,000 to 3,000 years removed from the original authors. Our culture is totally different. Our world is totally different. Our language is totally different. A lot of what we read in the Bible makes no sense to us. After all, the Bible is a collection of Jewish literature written by Jews, mostly for Jews. So you have to ask, well, how did you really hope to understand this outside of a Jewish reading of the text? I'll give you an example. I will give you an example from the words of Yeshua, the words of Jesus, the words of our Master. Matthew chapter 6, beginning in verse 22. It says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are good," or in some versions maybe it says, "if your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are bad," literally, if your eye is bad, "your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness?" Very profound, isn't it? What does this mean? The eye is the lamp of the body. I've heard some different interpretations. One of them being this. Christians, believers, who have Yeshua in their hearts, well, that new life radiates in their eyes. So you can see it. You can tell. You can tell a Christian by the glimmer in his eyes, that light coming from within, sort of the eyes are the windows to the soul kind of thing. Have you heard that? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, how about this? How about this one? Totally different. It's about what you look at with your eyes. Yeah. See, if you look at good things, righteous things, that's light. Then the good and righteous things that you're looking at will light up your body like a lamp. But if you look at bad things, evil things, television, movies, trashy stuff, then your whole body will be filled with darkness. It's a good interpretation. I mean, as far as interpretations go, that's not bad. But it's not at all what this passage is about. Teacher Dwight Pryor says that he has heard this interpretation that it is because it speaks of the eye, the single eye, that it's a reference to the chakra of the eyes, which allows energy to flow in and out of your aura, something like this, some New Age sort of thing like this. You see, you can make it mean whatever you need to make it mean. There's other interpretations. And these are all interpretations of the same passage. And actually, none of them is better than the others, because all of them are equally wrong. You see, sometimes we think that Scripture is like silly putty, and if we don't exactly understand what it means, that's okay. We can stretch it and shape it and bounce it and smoosh it into any shape we want, like it's ours to personally figure out. And once we do, then our personal interpretation, that's the correct one. That's the correct interpretation.